A quarter can sit in your pocket looking completely ordinary, while one tiny production detail tells a completely different story. And these state quarters are exactly the kind of coins people spend without ever checking. The dates in this video include 1999, 2000, and 2006, but the year alone is not what can make them interesting. Collectors look for the right mint error, unusual planche, dramatic strike, double design details, die cracks, and rare production characteristics that can transform an ordinary 25-cent coin into something worth hundreds, thousands, or potentially much more when the exact rarity is present. The dangerous part is that some of those clues can be extremely small. They can hide around the horse, the tree, the ships, the peach, the buffalo, the lettering, or even the edge of the coin. So do not just read the state name and move on. Check the entire design. Check the rim. Check both sides. And before we reach number 1, you will see why some collectors inspect every old state quarter before letting it go back into circulation. Because sometimes the difference between 25 cents and a serious collector prize is hiding in one tiny detail almost everyone else ignored. Two buffaloes standing beneath a wide western sky may look like nothing more than an attractive state quarter design, but the 2006 North Dakota quarter gives coin hunters several reasons to slow down. This is exactly the kind of modern quarter people assume cannot be valuable because it is not especially old. That assumption is dangerous. Modern U.S. quarters can become far more interesting when a genuine mint error, unusual strike, planche problem, or important die characteristic appears. And with the North Dakota design, there are several large areas where an unusual production feature can become easy to spot once you know where to look. Begin with the two buffalo in the center of the reverse. Study the outlines of their bodies, legs, heads, and the open spaces around them. Then inspect the sun, the landscape, and the surrounding lettering. Look carefully at North Dakota 1889, 2006, and E pluribus unum. Anything that looks doubled, unusually thick, incomplete, shifted, or distorted deserves a second look, but do not automatically call it rare. Circulation wear, scratches, hits, and lighting can create false impressions. Now, move to the rim. Follow it all the way around the quarter. This is where a dramatic off-center strike, broad strike, clipping issue, or another major production anomaly could become much easier to recognize. A genuine striking error should affect the design in a logical way. Random damage after the coin left the mint usually tells a different story. This is where the big money possibility becomes exciting. A normal 2006 North Dakota quarter may simply be a piece of pocket change, but a dramatic, genuine mint error can move a modern quarter into hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on exactly what happened. Extreme wrong planche or major striking errors across modern U.S. coinage can enter even stronger collector territory. The critical point is that the value comes from the exact error, not simply because the coin says North Dakota. And because the supplied image shows the reverse only, there is another important step. Turn your own coin over and check the mint mark on the obverse. A P or D alone does not create a jackpot, but identifying the mint is essential when comparing varieties and documented errors. Now examine the surface under changing light. Tilt the quarter slowly and watch the shadows around the buffalo, lettering, and rim. A real die-related characteristic should remain part of the design as the lighting changes. A reflection or surface scrape may suddenly reveal itself. If you find something unusual, do not clean the coin. Do not polish it, scrape it, or use chemicals. Original surfaces can become extremely important when a coin turns out to have a legitimate collector feature. So whenever you find a 2006 North Dakota state quarter, do not let the modern date fool you. Check the buffalo, inspect the lettering, study the rim, look for unusual strike characteristics, and turn the coin over to identify the mint mark. Because the quarter people assume is too modern to matter, can become much more interesting when the right mint-made detail appears. 3 ships crossing the water make the 2000 Virginia State Quarter one of the most recognizable designs in the entire State Quarter series. But that familiar artwork can actually make people less careful. Most viewers see the ships, read Virginia, and move on. A collector looks at the same coin and asks a completely different question. Are all of these design elements struck the way they are supposed to be? That is where this quarter becomes interesting, because a genuine die variety striking error or unusual production characteristic can hide inside a design filled with small lines, sails, lettering, and open areas. Begin with the 3 ships in the center of the reverse. Inspect the sails, masts, hulls, and the water beneath them. Because the design contains so many narrow lines, this is exactly the kind of coin where damage or wear can fool the eye. A scratch across a sail can look like an extra design line. Flattened metal around a mast can resemble doubling. A hit from another coin can make part of the ship appear broken or missing. That is why you should compare several areas before deciding that something unusual is a genuine mint-made feature. Next, inspect the lettering. Look closely at Virginia, the date 1788, the Jamestown 1607-2007 inscription, quadricentennial, and the 2000 date near the bottom. If you see unusual thickness, duplicated edges, incomplete letters, or distortion, change the lighting and look again. Genuine die-related characteristics should remain consistent with the design, while reflections, scratches, and circulation damage can change dramatically as the coin is tilted. Now examine the rim all the way around. A major off-center strike, broad strike, clipped planche, or another striking anomaly can become especially obvious when the rim and lettering no longer align normally. But again, ordinary edge damage should not be confused with a real mint error. A genuine production problem usually affects more than one part of the coin in a logical way. This is where the big value possibility enters the story. A normal circulated 2000 Virginia quarter may stay close to face value, but a dramatic authenticated error can move a modern state quarter into hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on the exact type, severity, and rarity. Major wrong planche, striking, or die errors can push collector interest even higher. The key is that the value belongs to the exact error, not simply to every Virginia quarter from 2000. And because the supplied image shows the reverse side, you still need to turn your own coin over and identify the mint mark on the obverse. Knowing whether the coin came from Philadelphia or Denver is important when comparing known varieties and unusual production characteristics. Never guess the mint from the reverse alone. Also pay attention to the surface quality. Strong original luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks can matter on modern coins, especially when collectors compete for unusually well-preserved examples. A heavily circulated quarter and a sharply preserved example of the same date can have completely different appeal. If you find something suspicious, do not clean it. Do not polish the ships, rub the lettering, or use chemicals trying to reveal more detail. Original surfaces can become very important if the coin turns out to be collectible. So whenever you find a 2000 Virginia state quarter, do not just admire the design. Check the ships, inspect the lettering, follow the rim. Study the surfaces, and turn the coin over to identify the mint mark. Because sometimes the difference between 25 cents and a serious collector coin can hide inside a design line most people never thought to inspect. A 1999 Connecticut state quarter can fool you because the reverse looks simple at first: one large tree, a few lines of lettering, and plenty of open space. But that simplicity actually makes this coin easier to inspect. When a design has one dominant feature, even a small production anomaly can stand out quickly. That is why collectors pay close attention to the charter oak, the branches, the trunk, the lettering, and the rim. If the right die, characteristic, strike error, or unusual production feature appears, a quarter that looks ordinary can move into a completely different collector category. Start with the charter oak tree in the center of the reverse. Look closely at the branches, especially the thin outer limbs near the edges of the design. Then inspect the thicker center branches and the trunk. If you notice a raised line, an extra-looking branch, unusual thickness, or a feature that seems repeated, do not assume immediately that you have found a rare error. Circulation damage, scratches, contact marks, and lighting can all make the tree look more complicated than it really is. The feature has to appear like it was created during the minting process. Next, inspect the lettering around the design. Look carefully at Connecticut 1788, the Charter Oak 1999, and E pluribus unum. Pay attention to the edges of the letters and numbers. If something looks doubled, shifted, incomplete, or unusually thick, rotate the quarter under a strong light and inspect it from several angles. A genuine die-related characteristic should remain part of the design, while a scratch or reflection can change dramatically as the lighting moves. Now, move to the rim. Follow it around the entire quarter. Look for areas where the rim appears unusually narrow, missing, flattened, or inconsistent with the rest of the coin. A dramatic off-center strike, clipped planche, broad strike, or another major production anomaly can create immediate collector interest. But random edge damage after the coin left the mint can create similar-looking shapes, so the entire design has to support the error story. This is where the big money possibility gets interesting. A normal circulated 1999 Connecticut quarter may remain close to face value, but a genuine dramatic mint error can move a state quarter into hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on the exact error, rarity, and condition. Extreme wrong planche or striking errors can push collector interest even higher. The important point is that the money comes from the right error, not simply because the coin carries the 1999 Connecticut design. Condition can also matter. A quarter with strong original luster, sharp tree details, clean fields, and minimal contact marks can attract more attention than a heavily circulated example. Modern quarters may seem easy to find, but truly exceptional preservation can be much harder than most people expect. And remember, the supplied image shows the reverse side only. To identify the exact mint, turn your own coin over and check the mint mark on the obverse. Do not guess Philadelphia or Denver from the reverse. If you notice anything unusual, do not clean the coin. Do not polish the tree, scrape the branches, or use chemicals trying to make the details sharper. Original surfaces can be very important when a coin turns out to have a legitimate collector feature. So whenever you find a 1999 Connecticut state quarter, inspect the Charter Oak. Study the branch's and trunk, check the lettering, follow the rim, and turn the coin over to identify the mint mark. Because sometimes the detail that changes the story is not hidden in a tiny corner. Sometimes it is sitting right in the middle of the tree. A 1999 Delaware state quarter carries one of the most recognizable early state quarter designs, and that is exactly why collectors should not rush past it. The horse and rider in the center look simple enough, but the design contains several areas where die characteristics, strike problems, and genuine mint errors can become easier to spot. The key is not simply seeing something unusual. The key is deciding whether that unusual feature was created at the mint or added later by circulation damage. Begin with Caesar Rodney and the horse in the center of the reverse. Look carefully at the horse's legs, body, tail, and the rider's outline. Pay special attention to any area that appears doubled, unusually thick, missing, distorted, or shifted. Then inspect the lettering around the design, including Delaware 1787, the first state 1999, and E pluribus unum. Compare the edges of the letters and numbers. A genuine die-related feature should look consistent with the way the design was struck, while scratches, dents, and circulation marks can create random shapes that disappear or change under different lighting. Now move to the rim. Follow it all the way around the coin. Look for anything that appears unusually narrow, incomplete, clipped, or off-center. A dramatic off-center strike, clipped planche, broad strike, or another major striking error can instantly push a coin into a different collector category. But normal edge damage can imitate these problems, so the rest of the design has to support the same production story. This is where the big money possibility becomes exciting. A standard circulated 1999 Delaware quarter may remain close to face value, but a genuine dramatic mint error can move a state quarter into hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on the exact type, rarity, and condition. Major wrong planche or severe striking errors can attract even stronger collector interest. The date alone does not create the money. The value comes from the right error, right diagnostic, and right condition. Condition can also change the story. Look at the open fields around the horse and rider. Strong original luster, clean surfaces, sharp detail, and minimal contact marks can make one example much more appealing than another. Two Delaware quarters with the exact same reverse design can look completely different under magnification. And remember, the supplied image shows the reverse side only. To identify the exact mint, turn your own coin over and check the mint mark on the obverse. Do not assume Philadelphia or Denver from the reverse alone. If you find something unusual, do not clean the coin. Do not polish the horse, scrape the lettering, or use chemicals. Original surfaces can become very important if the coin turns out to have a legitimate collector feature. So whenever you find a 1999 Delaware State quarter, inspect the horse and rider, check the lettering, follow the rim, examine the surfaces, and turn the coin over to identify the mint mark. Because sometimes the detail that changes the collector story is hiding in a design millions of people have seen, but almost nobody has actually studied. The 1999 Georgia State quarter may be the final coin in this countdown, but it is also one of the best examples of why state quarters should never be judged by the state name alone. The reverse looks familiar. A large peach, the outline of Georgia, two branches, and a banner carrying the words wisdom, justice, moderation. Most people see that design and move on. A collector looks at the same coin and starts asking a different set of questions. Are the design elements complete? Is the strike centered correctly? Is there unusual doubling, missing detail, abnormal metal flow, or another genuine mint-made characteristic hiding inside the design? Begin with the peach in the center. Look carefully at the outline, the stem, the leaves, and the surrounding state shape. Then inspect the banner and the words wisdom, justice, moderation. These narrow letters and design lines can be useful because scratches, flattened metal, and circulation damage can easily imitate something more exciting. A genuine die-related feature should look like part of the original design, not like random damage added later. Next, inspect the lettering at the top and bottom. Look closely at Georgia, 1788, 1999, and E pluribus unum. Pay attention to any repeated edges, unusual thickness, missing portions, or shifted-looking details. If something seems doubled, tilt the coin slowly under a strong light and compare the same area from several angles. A true die characteristic will remain consistent, while reflections and surface marks can change dramatically. Now follow the rim all the way around the quarter. A genuine off-center strike, clipped planche, broad strike, or another major production error can alter the relationship between the rim and the design. If the coin shows unusual spacing or missing design elements near one edge, compare the entire piece before assuming it is a mint error. Post-mint damage can create convincing false positives. This is where the big money possibility comes into the story. A normal circulated 1999 Georgia quarter may stay close to face value, but a legitimate dramatic mint error can move a state quarter into hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on exactly what happened, how rare the error is, and how well the coin survived. Major wrong planche or severe striking errors can attract even stronger collector attention. The important point is that the money comes from the right error, not simply because the coin is a 1999 Georgia quarter. Condition also matters. Inspect the open fields around the peach and banner. Look for original luster, sharp edges, clean surfaces, and minimal contact marks. Two Georgia quarters with the same reverse design can have completely different collector appeal if one is heavily circulated and the other survives with unusually strong detail. And because the supplied photo shows the reverse side only, you still need to turn your own coin over and check the mint mark on the obverse. Do not guess Philadelphia or Denver from the reverse. If you find something unusual, do not clean it. Do not polish the peach, scrape the lettering, or use chemicals. Original surfaces can be extremely important if the coin turns out to have a legitimate variety or error. So whenever you find a 1999 Georgia state quarter, inspect the peach, the state outline, the banner, the lettering, the rim, and the surfaces. Then turn the coin over and identify the mint mark. Because sometimes the quarter that looks completely familiar is the one that deserves the closest inspection. And that is exactly why collectors keep checking state quarters instead of spending them blindly.